Welcome back to the What's Left podcast. It is Brad here with Jake and John. Um, this is the What's Left podcast on the Derealization Nation Media Network. I want to thank everybody for liking and subscribing. Please continue to do so. TikTok, Substack, YouTube. We appreciate all the love on YouTube. The new subscribers, we appreciate you all greatly. Thank you so much for making this a reality for us. It's been so much fun getting together and doing this. This next segment of the show is called What's Left of the U.S., where we focus on some domestic issues, and we'll let John start us off with that.
Yeah, there's plenty to talk about because our fucking encankled fucking dictator loves to make news on the daily. But we're gonna fuck that, and we're gonna talk about a little bit about um the Senate. So the Senate bill cave, right? That the Democrats did, turns out had a little provision in it, a small one. $500,000 in compensation to eight Republican senators who had had their phone records, not a phone tap, not a wiretap, not extra surveillance, their phone records subpoenaed for a grand jury investigation. A very normal thing that every single American is subject to should they be involved in or suspected of a crime, which they are. These include such fan favorites as Lindsey Graham and Raphael Ted Cruz. Um, and guys, I can't believe the level of the level of betrayal. It's so high. The heat is building behind my eyeballs. I'm so mad about this. Like you not only you caved and this. There is no room
Those
to add anything else helpful. But this,
That's who's representing us. That's the other team, bro. That's the other team.
that's
Like that's
fuck.
who's supposed to be. That's who's supposed to be the opposition to what's taking place, to the blatant bribery and scandal that's taking place. They're supposed to be the opposition, and they're like, actually, no, thank you.
Yeah. No, it turns out I don't want to piss off the people who give me money, which just so happens to be the people who give them money.
Right. We actually enjoy the bribery and scandal just as much as they do.
Right. Protecting the status quo. Like that's the whole thing. Yeah, it's fucking preposterous. And this is not something, like I said, that is out of the ordinary. Uh, Jake, what do you think about the Zodiac killer getting an extra $500,000 of taxpayer money? Think he needs it?
Allegedly, the
Just
Zodiac
watch
killer.
the news. Just watch the news. Love to see us get fucked from behind and then got back shots as well. It's great.
It's fucking fantastic. Uh,
It's this is why like when we see representatives like Plattner or Afton Ben from Tennessee Seventh District,
Hell
when we
yeah.
see them come into play, this is exciting to us because we know that the establishment doesn't actually care about us. Like we are aware of that. We are very aware of the fact that the establishment Democrats are not actually helping us. Like, and just in case there was any doubt, if anybody had any doubt, the eight of them let us know for sure it's not about you anymore.
Yeah. Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I think people sometimes get it confused like that we're like some kind of because there becomes some kind of stands for the Democratic Party. Uh writ large, and no, we are not. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
I don't think
they suck.
a lot of Democratic voters are not would not want to be considered Democrats. The Democratic Party at large is one of the most unpopular. It's like syphilis, Chuck Schumer himself, and then the party. Like it's not. There's not a lot of like. It's very unpopular, and it's a fucking poison brand. And nobody wants to associate themselves with the people like it because it's so much worse to like pretend to stand for something and then not actually stand for something. People hate that even worse. Like you can appreciate an evil villain who's like, I'm evil and evil I will do. You know,
Yes.
like it's not instead of like some fucking shisty guy going, oh well, it's like the meme. It's like, Republicans. Or it's like, can we get some help? Republicans, fuck no. And then like the Democrats, fuck no. Hashtag BLM, gay
Yeah,
rights,
hashtag
gay
let's
pride
ride.
flag.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
That's what the establishment is to me anyway, and I
To
think to both of you as
everyone,
well.
to the
Yeah,
whole world. Like
I
that's
don't
what
give
it
a
is.
fuck
It's
about
very
them.
obvious that's
They're
what's
just
going
supposed to
on.
be the opposition to the party that is actively destroying the country, and right now they're just playing along.
Hmm. Yeah. Not just playing along. Actively protecting the status quo. Like they folded. They were more worried about losing the filibuster than the Republicans, and that's fucking crazy pants.
$4 million, $4 million to these people because their phone records
Because
were
they're
taken a look at.
yeah, there's no personal information in this, so Lindsey Graham didn't have to worry about being outed by his phone records. Plus, like he's already been outed so many times. So I don't
Dude,
know.
Where's this money coming from? Man.
us,
Uh,
your, mine,
yeah.
ours.
Do you have a copy of your pay stub?
And that
Because
could have
every dollar they spend, that's why I get so upset about when people say the government shouldn't be feeding people. Well, the government's not. They're taking my money,
Hmm.
our money, and feeding our neighbors. That's what they're doing when they say the government shouldn't be feeding people. The same way when they say the government spending, really, the government is just using our money to do what they want.
Yeah,
The
it's
government doesn't have money. The
no.
government uses our money to make money.
Yes. And I'm glad you brought that up because so the Supreme Court has put it back on hold, the money for SNAP, I guess assuming that the shutdown will break. Um, but beside the point, like when you look at like SNAP, and one of the I think the most malpractice thing, and if you know that I love to say that Democrats suck at this because they allow it to be called spending. It's investment. Everything is investment. Snap is an investment. For every dollar of Snap, you get $1.89 in value. Like it is an investment and a great one. You know what I mean? If anything, these programs should be extended. And in fact, what people recall euphorically about the first Trump presidency during the shutdown was when Democratic Congress expanded progressive ideas like Medicaid for all, a universal basic income essentially, and things like basic progressive values. SNAP benefits were expanded. All these things. Like, there's no reason that more people can't access SNAP. Like, the fucking cap doesn't have to be at $25,000. It is a cheap, simple, easy way that circulates money through the economy. It costs nothing. It's paying farmers, it is paying grocery stores, if anything, like you should make sure everybody gets SNAP. Like it would do literally no harm to give everyone a couple of $100 for groceries every month. Just wouldn't.
Yes, because we use money to bomb kids in the Middle East, bro. Why not feed your people? Like at the end of the day, that's the thing that I will come back to every single time. All the things we could be doing with our money, and instead we're using it to kill people in countries that we don't even interact with.
Yep.
It is absurd to me that there's a debate on whether or not we need to feed people, but there's never a debate on whether or not the money needs to go to Israel or Argentina or wherever the fuck it's going to go. They can just ship it out, and they're like, "Well, I don't know if we can feed our people today. I don't
Yeah.
know if our people, you know what I mean?"
Yeah. It's so fucking disingenuous. Like we can't see. It's
It's just
ridiculous.
crazy that
So,
so many people should be able to see past left and right to see that the government is not feeding its people, but we have money for bombs.
more
Money
people
for worse
need
can't feed the poor. Money for worse can't feed the poor.
That's right. More people need to start looking past it. The simplest way to do is just find candidates who do not take PAC money. Start there and work your way backwards. Because at least that person has principles enough to not be bought. So this is going to send this continuing resolution back to Congress, which means Adelita Grijalva will be sworn in. We will have our discharge petition. They will have to release the Epstein files.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. Is there like a third step to bills being made into law?
Nancy Mace also needs to still sign that signature.
Yeah, they're setting her up for a fake suicide, I think. Like because MAGA Republicans are all over the place now calling her crazy and literally citing the things that like she's doing to appeal to MAGA as the reason for it. They're trying to get her out of there and get a friendlier candidate in. They're also trying to get Marjorie Taylor Greene out of there and get a friendlier candidate in.
They
Uh,
got Marjorie Taylor Greene on The View out here. Had her on The View, disagreeing with the administration.
yeah, yeah, that's a fucking calculated cold
I mean, yeah,
bitch,
she's up
that
for
one.
re-election. I mean, imagine that, but
Yeah, she's smart. She's talking to Steve Bannon, who is also a smart piece of shit. Uh, so they're gonna have to put out these things. So Ro Khanna made an announcement too that he and Thomas Massey and the people, when they get the discharge petition signed, are going to hold another press conference on the steps of the Senate with the victims to put pressure on the Senate. And he believes that they will get as many as 60 senators to vote to release the files. They think that the pressure is too strong for Republicans up for re-election to not pass this resolution. And Ro Khanna is a pretty smart guy. He's been around a long time. He actually is not getting as much attention for president as he should be. And I suspect that is because he is not a white boy, like Pritzker and Newsom. But I mean, he is literally singing all the right songs. He talks about universal health care. He talks about nonstop about Epstein. He doesn't miss a thing. The corruption, like he is one of the best communicators we have. He goes viral on social media. And yet, it's Newsom Buttigieg 28. That's pretty much that's the only meme you're gonna see.
ugh.
I know. This is just like fucking make you sick to your stomach. It's crazy how like upset people were like that a ex-military veteran like Plattner worked for 6 months for a private contractor and then quit. But Pete Buttigieg was literally worked for like the most evil part of the money part of those fucking same corporations, and nobody bats a goddamn eye. Nobody bats an eye because he's an establishment pro-Israel candidate. That's why.
Yes, he is.
Same
Every
with.
time.
Did you guys see them go after Terralico for having Instagram models?
Instagram baddies on his follow list.
Did you see this, Jake? Or am I breaking news to you? Yeah.
That's new to me.
Yeah, James Terralico, the Christian type guy from Texas who's running for Senate. They try to smear him with his Instagram bots and Instagram baddies. That's what my point is too. Like half of them are probably just like bots. You know what I mean? People, you've been requested followed by CHRSV2 with just a fucking picture of tits for a profile picture. You know what I mean? Like
It's
it's probably a lot of that.
embarrassing that he's falling for it and thinks his women actually want his attention.
Or looking at it.
I really can't. No, he's a man. You guys are disgusting. Like it's just never gonna end.
That's right. That's fucking right. You're goddamn right it is. As even though
Wow.
I know better, but like still I gotta check, you know?
Right. Right.
Just in
Yeah,
case.
right,
I
right,
don't know,
right,
because I mean
right.
Science for science.
it's a social experiment, I'm happy. I'm good, but like, just in case. You gotta know. Curiosity.
You gotta know. He just wants to report it if it's AI, Jake.
Exactly.
He's not letting
It's
this AI bullshit on his internet.
That's right. Not on my watch. Not on my watch. Anyways, so yeah, but honestly, it has nothing to do with any of these things, and you could see it, and you know it because they do it to every single candidate they can that has a pro-Palestine, anti-genocide stance. It's immediate. Like expect them to send what they can, and honestly, it's a sad thing anyway. Because I mean, I'm pretty sure Jesus hung out with whores. Wasn't that like his whole thing? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, ate dinner with prostitutes. They hated him for that too. So. James Jericho still being more Jesus-like than you. How about that?
Yeah. I don't know about this one that following thoughts on Instagram, but
Hey,
I mean, you know what I mean? Like, it's
they,
crazy that the same people that are trying to smear him are like in support of President Donald John Trump. That's just what blows my mind. That's the crazy part to me is the hypocrisy of it all.
exactly. Like you can point to this stuff and the principles only apply when it's a candidate who might actually make some changes.
Right.
All right. ICE pepper sprayed a baby, a 1-year-old, in a drive-by pepper spraying. Uh, California police arrested an ICE agent in plain clothes who was pointing a gun at a woman. Several instances of guns being pointed at U.S. citizens, people being arrested and put in these detention camps. And Ghislaine Maxwell is apparently, I have to for my own reporting integrity, admit that I found out that she's actually getting treatment beyond even what is normal for a low risk felon. Uh, like she's even allowed to touch a puppy, which is something that she's not allowed to do just because she's, you know, a registered sex offender. But like she's actually allowed to have a emotional support dog, private visits, order food. She gets to shout. Well, this is huge. Only snitches get this shit. Like showering after everybody else is locked up. That's so fucking mean. The only thing you want in goddamn prison is 10 seconds in a bathroom to yourself. Just take a shit without somebody standing up to wipe their ass next to you, or just, take a shower without, some guy coming in with putting his fucking hillbilly music on and blasting it. Like just anything. Just privacy is all you want. And she gets it. And she stole those girls' innocence and their childhood and deserves none of that. So that should make people angry. So I just wanted to throw that out there. That fucking because she's no better than Jeffrey Epstein. She's just as bad or maybe worse.
She's just as bad for sure. Just as bad.
Nope. All right. Let's talk a bit of the economy because Trump insists that everything's good. Uh, everything's great. Talked about Snap. Snap's not coming. Supreme Court said it could stop it, but SoftBank, for instance, sold off all of its Nvidia shares. SoftBank was one of the first investors in Nvidia, and it sold off all of its shares today. Uh, and no matter how you try to spin it, it still doesn't speak to any confidence in Nvidia. I don't know, Brad. Do you have any thoughts on that one?
Well, being an early investor in NVIDIA, they probably have gotten paid like crazy to pull out right now.
Mm-hmm.
But also, like you said, it's obviously not, they don't assume that they can continue to make money. Like to completely sell out their position.
Yeah.
They don't think, you know what I mean? They think that that's reached the pinnacle of wherever it's going to go.
Yeah. Jake.
Or they need exactly that much money to invest in their next endeavor, but that also seems kind of
crazy. It does seem kind of, because they could print it if they wanted to. They could borrow on their Nvidia holdings,
right, because the tax loopholes allow them to do shit like borrow on their investments.
Right, money that they
their
don't
unrealized gains
actually have.
Their unrealized gains, yeah.
Jake. So this is like pretty obviously not real money, not real numbers. But let's just say that a company who owned a significant share of the entire economy essentially was all of a sudden like, this is no longer the economy. Would you not consider that to be a pretty bad sign?
Definitely a red flag.
Yeah, it's a red flag.
Yes.
Oh, that's a red flag. Meanwhile, like the dollar continues to plummet, our debt continues to grow. And something that, and I hate that I have come all this way to have a podcast to say something that you could hear on Rush Limbaugh in 1993. But once you've reached a certain amount of debt, once you pay debt with debt, and people don't want to let you borrow anymore, you can no longer pay your bills. And that is something that's actually happening. And it's because of people like Rush Limbaugh and their fucking cutting of taxes and pretending like slashing Snap was ever going to save the fucking budget from itself. But here we are. Like we are actually in a position where the U.S. is nearing a position where people don't want anything to goddamn do with us. Tariffs.
No, we're not increasing. Things are not getting better. Like we're not increasing manufacturing. We're not, you know what I mean? We're not leading international trade. It's not.
No, like we talked about in the world section too, China is leading in energy production and doing it in a green way. So that is super, it's a super great way for AI companies to greenwash themselves to use China. And also China is just way better at like taking stuff apart and what do they call it? Reverse engineering technology. And they have all the fucking cards in this. So I think the people see the US as weak and they say also consumer sentiment is at an all-time low, or near an all-time low, and people are feeling very uh, down about what they can get for Christmas. Does that translate to your guys' personal life, your consumer sentiment? This is, it's such a subjective thing, but how does the economy feel to you?
I feel like I'm pinching every penny. You know what I mean? Just for safety.
Yeah,
Like I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm not spending any extra money if I don't have to.
yeah,
I just obviously the kids are going to get Christmas gifts and that kind of thing, but we're even going to be frugal about that. I'm sure it won't be like last year, the years prior, just because I don't.
yeah,
There's just no certainty on what's going to happen next.
yeah. Jake, how's it? Your job transition, so it's a little bit difficult to judge, but just you've had to go shopping for things. You still buy food, you still buy clothes. What's consumer confidence? What's it feel like to you?
There's no longer the sense of joy. It's all just guilt,
Mm,
just like worry. It's like, oh, maybe I didn't need it all the time. For even like necessity things, it's like maybe I could have, I don't know, squeezed more out of my face moisturizer, but here we are. Buying more one.
yeah.
That's where
I,
I'm at.
it's for
Christmas, I wouldn't even have fun buying stuff for my friend the other day. I was just like, if everything was, nothing was below $10.
hmm
And I wasn't trying to do something like crazy big either. Like we don't try to go like huge. It was just like baseline $10 for everything.
right. Like you spend $10 on the card, $10 on the bag,
Right.
and $10 on the fucking paper. Like you're
It was
spending
like
$30 to put a fucking
right.
gift in a goddamn bag.
It was like the candy we buy each other just like to fill in like the presents to like our favorite candies and stuff we just throw in there. That was also like the same, like added up to the same fucking price as like one present. I was like, what the hell is this?
Yeah. Oh, candy is through the roof, especially if it's chocolate. Chocolate is tariff city right now. It's fucking crazy, dude.
Dude, the
So
price of candy at Halloween was bananas.
absolutely absurd. And I've moved my candy jar. Like, dude, I'm so mad. Like, I know that like I know fun size is fun size, but get
But
fucked,
they're
bro.
shrinking them on you. They're
Get
shrinking them on you.
fucked. There's smaller Sour Patch Kids, and there's like I swear to God, five in every package. Five smaller Sour Patch Kids. I could fucking shit. I was like, I thought I got a deal. Turns out I bought mostly paper. I hope those kids took at least a handful. I just left it outside the door. I hope they were taking them by the handful. That's crazy talk. Um, Jake, so we got rebate checks coming though, so that's good news. I know you guys are probably still holding on to some of your Doge savings, um, but $2,000 tariff rebate checks. How? What part about that makes you the maddest? I guess is the question. Is it that people
I'm gonna like spend on
believe?
something stupid. Like I'm gonna spend on like the subscription to Grinder just
Yeah.
to like fuck with them in some weird way.
It, there's no way they're just going to pump that kind of money into the economy
No.
because it's not like, and also, Donald, some of us can read,
Yeah.
and you essentially taxed us, and then you're like, actually, we'll give you some of that back. We'll give you some of that back, is what he's saying. Because tariffs are still a tax on the importer, which is still a tax on the consumer.
Yeah. I'm gonna need Maggie to listen real hard. Okay. Because this is gonna be tough. Donald Trump has taken in around 200 to 215 billion with a B dollars in tariff revenue. He is going to be putting money on the national debt. He is supposed to be paying for med beds. He is supposed to be paying for countless things with these tariffs. At $215 billion, you're not even getting the $2,000 checks. And also, Donald Trump can't write you a check. He didn't write you the first one. He can't write you this one. This has to come from the Treasury through Congress. Sorry, he just doesn't have that money.
They want him to have that power. They want him to be able to do that. They think that he does. They think that Donald Trump does everything.
They do. They want him to have that. They want it so bad because they just love the taste of his toes in their throat.
He's like, you get a check. You get a
You
check.
get a check. Oh God. Yeah, they're just fucking just cankles deep in his with his they're just crazy, but like it's not happening. It's not happening. Even the Treasury Secretary, he was caught on the Sunday shows. They asked him about, well, Donald Trump says he's giving out $2,000 rebate checks, and she's like, no, no, he's not.
No.
So it's not happening. So uh also he's floated the idea of paying people in lieu of health insurance. Um so
Right.
that's the reason that we pay taxes is because we can't afford to pay for certain things on our own. It is always easier to do something with somebody else. Like, even if you just because you can pick up that sofa and move it across the living room by yourself doesn't mean it's not easier to ask somebody for help, right? And even if you are privileged enough to be big enough and strong enough to move that couch all on your own, it doesn't mean that A, you shouldn't help somebody else, or B, that you don't might not need help someday yourself when your fucking back gives out or your ankles blow up or your fucking balls fall off or all the steroids you're taking. Whatever the case may be, it behooves everyone to work together. And that's what taxes are. Like, it's the reason why that, factually speaking, and this is not our thing for the day, but it will be soon, universal healthcare is the cheapest way for you to have insurance, for me to have insurance, and for the homeless guy who sleeps on your street corner to have insurance. Like, that's the cheapest way. Any other way is costing you more money. Pooling resources for universal healthcare is proven to be the most efficient way to healthcare. That's why other countries do it. That's it. And it's true about a lot of programs. You're better off not privatizing things. Certain services should not be privatized. When you privatize a service, you're just adding middlemen.
Yeah, I just laugh at people when they talk about getting rid of property taxes. You're right. I can't wait for privatized fire and EMS, dude. It'll be awesome.
Yeah.
Like, maybe people just don't understand. Like, you elect representatives to do with your money what you want, and you're like, there's so much misappropriation. Well, stop electing fucks to these positions, then, you idiot. Like,
Yeah.
expect more of these people.
Do you live in Ohio? Are you tired of paying school levies? Then vote for people who use the fucking state funds to fund your public schools, and you won't have a fucking local levy all the goddamn time.
Right.
Like, eventually you have to pay for schools. And it's cheaper to pay for schools through your state taxes than it is your fucking local levy. Stop listening to idiots who don't know what they're doing with money. Just because they were born with money doesn't mean they know what the fuck they're doing with it. Ask a poor. Ask somebody who's been
poor.
Ask a poor. We know how to fucking stretch a dollar. We'll show you how to get a loose cigarette and a fucking 40 on a fistful of change. All right. I'll show you how to make a day out of a lottery ticket. Fucking I'm gonna ask Scott Bessett. He lost 90% of his company's fucking hedge fund. 90%, while the rest of the country was fucking trading on the hottest and steadiest stock market in fucking history. He lost 90% of his hedge fund. That's insanely incompetent. Okay.
They're set up to never lose.
Yep. Yep. And
They're supposed to
somehow,
be so diversified,
and
somehow he
yet,
lost it all.
and yet, he managed to do it anyway. All right. Uh,
The
Flight get
economy's fucked. 50-year mortgages are going to ruin the world.
absolutely. Now he's floating 15-year car loans and soon 5-year beef loans. I'm sure that all these things are just insanely. I'm hoping that most people are smart enough to realize that, like, don't do that to yourself.
Could you imagine what kind of money is he trying to make for these banks to do this?
Oh my God, dude.
15-year loans at what,
Jamie
11%? What are they going to give them to you at 11%?
Jamie Dimon at JP Morgan Chase is like in the Oval Office every third day of the week. Like he's always just fucking like randomly showing up at these fucking press conferences. These guys, they are literally just they've never had a better time. It's just free reign of the house. The old man golfs. He hangs paper signs to say the Oval Office. He fucking gold plates everything. Like, they're having the fucking time of their life. All of them.
They're like, yeah, dude, I got this base Toyota Corolla, and I'm only paying $300 a month for the next 15 years, dude.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
'cause-
at the end of that 15
Just
years,
shy
it's
of
going to be worth
sixty-five
way
thousand
less.
dollars.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it lasts 15 years,
Right, my car that quit running after 8.5 years.
I finally own it. That car that I
It's
got rid of,
fine now.
that car I got rid of 7 years ago.
God, could you imagine buying a fucking? Could you imagine buying a Jeep and expecting it to last 15 years? Oh, goodness
Especially
gracious!
like we're not talking like people looking at 15-year car loans probably aren't getting car loans from new cars either. They're probably
Mm-mm.
talking about a car loan for a used car for 15 years.
Oh my
This
gosh,
truck's
that's
got a
nauseating to think about, dude.
It's sick. It is outright robbery. In your face robbery. All right. Uh, I feel like that's got to be time for this one. I want to go.
Probably.
I
Holy
want.
crap!
I want to go on, but we just can't. I got to wrap it up. So, uh, Jake, give me the blackout uh graphic, please. So, starting November 25th through December 2nd, there is a mass blackout. I realize that not everyone can afford to not work. In fact, most of us can't. So that part, you do as much as you can, but it's no spending, like no streaming, especially on November 2nd. Like November 2nd is where they really want to make the impact, or 25th. I
December
mean,
2nd.
November
Okay.
25th is when they want to make the impact. No streaming, no, just don't go out to eat, whatever. You know what I mean? Just don't spend your money. 24th, get yourself loaded up with something for the next day, and then just chill at home, you know, and try not to do too much, and like do and spend as little as you can for a week. It really does make a difference. Things like this, small acts of resistance, make a difference. If you listen to the show uh, at all, that I believe every single punch counts, and you have to keep fighting everything, every little bit counts. And this is a big one. Like this hurts. This hurts from where they feel they're reminded that they uh have consumers to answer to as well. So please participate as much as you can to the mass blackout November 25th through December 2nd. All right. Also, like and subscribe. That shit's free. You can check us out on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. You can give us a paid subscription on Substack to support the cause and help us do more. Um, like us on Instagram, TikTok, Threads, buy a t-shirt, derealizationnation.com. Until next time, I'm John,
I'm Jake.
And I'm Brad.
and that's what's left.
Happy Veterans Day to my dad, Ken Biltz, and brother Jacob Savinsky.